What's up, my Tiggers? If you enjoyed this video, then smash that like button as if it's the mother of a camper who's just quick scoped you on COD. So, this is my first review of the year that doesn't consist of rabbling bollocks whilst getting smashed down the pub with my mates and chatting up clearly disinterested females. Time to reskill, retrain, and retool. So, what the fuck happened in 2020? Well, firstly, we were on the brink of war, if you remember, after the killing of that Salami fella in Iran by the US and a Ukrainian plane being shot down, killing 176 people. But that war thankfully never exploded in the end, and most of us were far too distracted by hot, sexy koala bears. Just joking, koala bears aren't sexy. They were hot though, because their fucking homes were on fire, the poor little bastards. I hear they're right dodgy malaccas, but you know, they don't deserve that. Luckily, all this toxic masculinity turned up to save the little critters before going home to beat their wives, because we couldn't possibly have men doing something good for the world unless it was to mitigate their guilt of, I don't know, whatever the woke liberals make up next. Can I get an amen? No? Amen is offensive now. Obviously, this happened because of climate change and mainly because of Donald Trump, even though it actually happened because a bunch of activists had rallied against controlled burning, which actually prevents forest fires. But climate change, you uneducated bigot, read a book. A fire in California started because of a gender reveal party. Just going to prove, once again, that gender norms are evil and purposely kill wildlife. I'm surprised this happened in California, to be honest. It isn't that like the most woke fucking state of all time. Half of them don't identify as human anymore. I can't wait to have a kid so we can have a species reveal party when he's 8. We haven't got a daughter actually, we have a non-binary mermaid. We told they can have surgery to sew up their legs when they're 12. You shouldn't rush these things with children. By the way, check Microsoft Word being a transphobe. Hashtag cancel Bill Gates. There was a plague of locusts that swarmed across East Africa, destroying millions of crops, so now there's very little chance of Africans going vegan, which makes them evil too for killing the poor, defenceless, loving little animals. It's like nobody there's seen the Disney documentaries. Nah, seriously though, this was quite serious shit, and the poverty and famine it caused is almost certainly going to be responsible for countless deaths. Fortunately, due to the Black Lives Matter movement stepping in at this stage, they were able to help Black Lives... Wait, what? That wasn't why BLM became a thing again. Why did BLM become a thing again? Because a drug-fueled criminal who happened to be black with charges of sexual assault overdosed and died whilst under, albeit unnecessary, restraint by a cop who happened to be white. I don't really know how to unpack that. I also don't know why I'm having a two-way conversation because I am sat here by myself. What's a year? That was just fucking January, ladies, gentlemen, and anything else you care to identify as. In February, police in South Africa launched a manhunt for the killers of 9 illegal miners who were stoned to death in Western Johannesburg. Firstly, I don't understand how a kid can be illegal unless you're in fucking China and it's a girl. And secondly, I didn't know you could force someone to overdose on marijuana. I know, shit puns making light of truly tragic events just for questionable content. There really is a special place in hell for people like me. It's the comedy club. You get free weed and booze and you get ejected for being politically correct. I'm actually rather quite looking forward to it. More shit continued to kick off in the Middle East. It's an extremely complex and sensitive subject. So complex and sensitive, in fact, that me talking about it in this video could make it worse. Plus, there's a lot to cover, and I simply don't have the time after leaving this script until the 30th of December because we all know real men masturbate. I mean, procrastinate. Whatever, same thing. Also, Belarus threatened Russia, which is like me threatening to leave Michelle Keegan. It's laughable and not to be taken seriously. And towards the end of the month, Turkey bombed Syria and killed a load of government people, and yes, the US is still at war with Afghanistan, which has been the case since 2001. A lot changed in 2020, but not that endless war that we all know Donald Trump funded. Evil, evil man. Anyway, that's a bit fucking depressing, and nobody came here to give themselves a good reason to end it all, so let's lighten the mood, shall we, and move on to March. Unprecedented events occurred here in the UK as a cute girl agrees to go on a date with me. The mainstream media won't tell you that, though. Conspiracy theories were also on the rise in March, and not just that I was lying about that date. I've no idea why these theories started. Guess I should look into it, but instead I think I'll just treat the TV like it's a TV knowledge god who wants nothing but peace and prosperity for all, and I'll go fucking screaming mental at anyone who disagrees. Did I say I hate Donald Trump, by the way? You know Donald Trump caused climate change and literally grabs babies by the pussy for sport. Evil. A civil war started in Libya on April 1st. No joke. A rapper got released from jail because he might get sick in there, showing yet more white privilege. YouTube decides, like other social media platforms, that it's a good idea to censor people they don't agree with. And obviously this can't end badly at all, can it? On April the 11th, there's a second civil war in Libya, which is pretty fucking amazing, really, considering the aforementioned US-Afghan war has gone on for 19 years, and the Libyans have managed to have two in 10 days. Yikes. The Tour de France was postponed because it's fucking shit and pointless and nobody wants to watch a bunch of blokes in ultra-tight lycra ride around with a saddle up their fucking arse, and most importantly, cyclists are there to be hit by cars, not race. Race the cars, hit the cyclists. Right, so what else happened in April? Lebanon got woke and legalised cannabis. I wish the woke brigade in the UK would concentrate on something useful like that. People need to be high to listen to your indoctrinated fucking Marxist bullshit. But nah, our woke activists are busy fighting climate change by causing traffic jams. Not fucking backwards at all, is it? Okay, so we're like fucking 7 minutes in, and we haven't even reached the summer. Like a last minute Christmas present, I need to wrap this up so I can go and have a fucking lager. Basically, the summer was fucking hot in the UK. Seriously, the koala bears in Australia don't know how fucking lucky they had it in comparison to what it was like over here in May, June and July in London. Roasting. Statues were pulled down and racism stopped forever. I mean, who'd have thought that would have worked, but apparently it did. Extinction Rebellion continued to block traffic to reduce emissions, and BLM continued to not support black people in genuine need and instead give platforms to truly underprivileged people like Lewis Hamilton and Colin Kaepernick. The war in Afghanistan rages on, and I continue to wank, but over a totally unrelated subject. Oh, people also remember that there is an election coming up in November, and so racism was reborn, as was mail-in voting, and thankfully we have a television to tell us that Joe Biden is a good, honest, loving candidate, but you still do have the Trump-tards who won't even accept that Trump is a racist, misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic rapist who only married an immigrant because he hates women. You know Donald Trump paid for this asteroid that hit the dinosaurs, right? He killed them, and he used US tax dollars too. As the summer drew to a close, we sadly lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I mean, I had no idea who she was, but she opposed Trump, so she's like a fucking hero to me, and I can only compare her death to losing your partner, mother, father, and unborn baby all in the same day. Horrific. BLM reached 100 days of fighting racism by burning black businesses down, and Premier League footballers did what they were told to, like the good little media pawns they are, having absolutely no idea what they're representing because they're fucking footballers. They can barely remember what club they represent or who their actual wives are half the time, so I'm really not swayed by their political views. Thank you very much, Rupert Murdoch. You could tell footballers to psych hell and to prevent injustices, and they'd fucking cluelessly do it. I said it to my dominatrix prostitute, and I'll say it to footballers. You're not well paid to think, you're well paid to kick balls. You know Donald Trump signed a bill that legalises kicking black men in the testicles to prevent reproduction, right? Educate yourselves. What do you mean opposing that makes me pro-life? Anyway, spoiler alert, thankfully Joe Biden won the election in November, and there was nothing controversial about it at all. It's like the women who moan about trans biological men competing in women's sport. You just saw losers. On a personal note, now that the US is becoming a woke utopia under a woman who locks up black people for a living and a man who is clearly owned by China, I now feel I can make the move over there and live out my true life as a non-binary trans woman of colour with a disabled kid. I don't have the disabled kid yet, but I'm working on it. But the rest of it, well, it can only be argued by narrow-minded fascists, so that's what I am. Self-identification is a reality these days. I've decided to use the pronoun fucking legend as well, so please make sure you use the correct one when addressing me in situations where I'm not present, otherwise I'll be really offended and you'll go to hell. Not the cool comedy club karaoke part either, the part where you get slowly fingered by Donald Trump whilst he continues to lower taxes and create jobs. I know. Torture. Christmas has, of course, been different this year. I didn't spend it with my family this year because fuck those guys, they're all fucking bigots. They misgendered me my whole life, and now we wait to see what 2021 brings. I don't think I've missed any major events, and if I have, please let me know in the comments. Only positive vibes only. Remember, not agreeing with absolutely everything I say is hate speech. Good luck next year, you fucking legends. And in all seriousness, thanks to the support from the 23,000 subscribers so far this year. And who knows, one click from you could make it 24,000. Anyway, thanks a lot, you legends. Have a happy new year. Take it easy. I didn't miss anything, did I? Nothing. I didn't miss anything.